So if they have roaches in first class on Spirit Airlines, then what do they have in coach? What kind of horrors beyond comprehension await you in coach? So last week we discussed budget airlines, and there was a controversy with a budget airline, Frontier in this case, after a video went viral of last week of an awful customer service experience that somebody had. Well, now budget airlines are back in the news. So this is Spirit Airlines, and we all know that Spirit Airlines is abysmal. I flew Spirit one time, and the thing is, I couldn't even focus on how terrible the accommodations were or how crappy the service was, because I was terrified the whole time. I mean, when you're on a Spirit plane, you feel like you're basically in a big tube-shaped Waffle House, and it doesn't feel like it should even be in the sky. And the employees all seem like they should be at Waffle House. Do they even know how to operate a plane, you're asking yourself? I walked on a Spirit flight and I saw the pilot in the cockpit and he's watching a YouTube tutorial called How to Fly a Plane. That actually, I don't know if that happened, but it could have happened. I felt like that's what might have been happening in the cockpit. I didn't actually see it, but so it's very disconcerting. Spirit is, Waffle House isn't even the right comparison. Think about the big discount retailers, and the hierarchy is Target, then Walmart, then maybe something like TJ Maxx, then Kmart, which doesn't exist anymore. So Spirit is the Kmart of airlines. Maybe lower than that even. I don't know what's lower than Kmart. When I was a kid, we had a discount retailer when I was a kid that went out of business like 25 years ago, and I think it was only in the Northeast. So this is a deep cut. Maybe you never heard of it, but there was a retailer called Ames. It's called Ames. It's years and years ago, and we used to go to Ames all the time when I was a kid. Ames was the place that you would go if the Dollar Tree was too expensive. If you were walking around Dollar Tree and looking at the price tags and going, "Geez, man, that's a bit steep," then Ames was for you. You would go to Ames, and so we would go to Ames, and of course, or if you were out shopping and you were dressed too casually for Walmart. Walmart was a formal high-end experience compared to Ames. So anyway, so naturally that's where my parents took us for back-to-school clothes. That's where we were decked out in the Ames clothes. And what was the point? Why did I get into that? Well, Spirit Airlines. So Spirit Airlines is the Ames of airlines. It's terrible. That's the point. And so now we have the latest. We have a woman who flew Spirit this week or maybe a week ago and captured footage of the local wildlife on the plane. And I don't mean the passengers. I mean the roaches. There were roaches on the plane. There were mother effing roaches on the mother effing plane. So let's take a look at the video of these roaches. Yeah, that's a roach. And I think there's a second video. There's another one. On a plane. Okay, so 2 roaches, and as anyone who has unfortunate experience with roaches knows that, if you see one, there's probably a million more. If you see 2, then you got an infestation on your hands. Now, Spirit issued a statement. They responded. They said that Spirit Airlines responded to the video this is Daily Wire reporting, by issuing a statement saying the company was aware of the video and their maintenance team thoroughly inspected the aircraft involved and addressed the issue. We maintain high standards of cleanliness across our fleet and want all of our guests to feel comfortable when traveling with us. Standards of cleanliness. So these were clean roaches, you see. These were cleaning roaches. They had little brooms. Little tiny brooms attached to their legs. They were helping to clean the place. I don't know. I guess that's the claim. But how do you get roaches on a plane? I've flown many, many times. I fly constantly. I've never seen an insect of any kind on a plane. I've never even seen an ant on a plane. Roaches? And get this was in first class. So if they have roaches in first class on Spirit Airlines, then what do they have in coach? What kind of horrors beyond comprehension await you in coach if the first class experience involves roaches? I don't know, rats, scorpions, snakes. It's like a Indiana Jones adventure back in Coach. And also, how does Spirit have first class in the first place? Why, like, flying first class? I honestly didn't know they had a first class thing. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's a new thing. That's what the article says, that this person was in first class. It's like flying first class on Spirit. It's like staying at a Motel 6 and asking if they offer in-room dining. It's like going up to the counter at a Motel 6 and talking to the woman behind bulletproof glass and saying you would like their swankiest suite, and could you also get their menu for their in-room dining service? I mean, if you want that kind of service experience, then you shouldn't be at a Motel 6. And if you want to fly first class, why are you on Spirit? What is the perk of first class on Spirit? Like, does first class mean you get your own seat? First class on Spirit means that you get a seat. You can actually sit in a real seat with like a cushion, and you get your own oxygen mask if the plane crashes. So I don't get any of that. I don't get why they end up with roaches. And this is why I say that budget airlines are just not worth it. They are comically bad at this point. You're better off with any other travel arrangement. You really are. You're better off hitchhiking. I would rather take my chances hitchhiking. If for some reason that was if those were the two options somehow, I'm in some scenario, I can't imagine what, where the only options are Spirit Airlines or hitchhiking, then I would rather that. I would rather get in the car and hitchhike with someone who I know is a serial killer. Like, you can assume if they're picking up a hitchhiker in the year 2025, they're probably serial killers. Even if I knew that it was. If he pulled over on the highway and said, hey, I'm a serial killer, would you like a lift? I would take that over Spirit Airlines. So we got to just be, a lot of things we got to just be done with that we've gone over in this show so far. Female cops and budget airlines. Those are the three. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.